And check, this is just for the BTS, right? So I can swear as much as I...
Hey, how you doing? We're doing We Few Survivors, Last of Us.
We Few Survivors, shot 1, scene 5, take 1.
The Last of Us is my favorite franchise of all time. Like, I love the brutality of it, the emotional vulnerability of it, the characters. Like, it's not all zombie. Like, that's an element of the world, but it's also like the people are terrifying. Like, they're just as terrifying as the infected. And so, yeah, I just wanted to make essentially a piece that showed my love for the franchise, I guess.
Howdy.
How long do I think I would survive in this apocalypse? I think I'd be all right, you know, because when I do airsoft, I don't do it very often now, but when I do it, I like to be like in a corner and be a sniper. Like that's my vibe. So I feel like I'd find hiding places. So, you know, I'd survive quite a long time.
I would say that I would probably last maybe a couple months. I'm quite handy, I'm quite crafty.
I would last the span of 10 seconds, and none of those 10 seconds with me getting eaten. And what would I do? I'd scream.
I'm deaf in one ear, I'm partially sighted, and before I became an actor, I originally applied to the police and the army, and they said no, categorically. They told me I was a, quote, liability. So I think the hard reality would be I would be zombie food very early on.
So he's coming, so he basically will just come in like this and go like that. You'll block him and then grab him. And he's going to basically make a noise by accident, and then like Chris will come right by him. 3, 2, 1, and action!
One of the most challenging parts about mocap is that people think it's just you record it and then you just click and you drag and you drop and your scene's done, and that's never how it is. You have to do a lot of cleanup. That's always the way that it is. Even the most advanced films out there like Avatar, every single shot there's cleaned up animation in it. It's never just raw mocap, so it's a lot of stuff to work through. It can be tedious, but it's really satisfying when you see the final shot.
I think I'll be most excited to see when, I'm sure that Sam will do it, the reference footage with the avatar, with the final shot, and how it can go between the three, and you're seeing all the different versions of performance. That will be the most exciting thing out.
The thing I'm most excited to see is probably the bloater scene with the machete. I'm very excited to see that.
I mean, the major scene that we've worked on so far, which has had some interesting challenges in it, was the attack of the raiders. So we got a lot of moving parts. It's a pretty intense sequence. We got it in this morning. We got some fairly meaty things in there. Hard, but good. I think hard, but rewarding, and hopefully enjoyable for our barbarious audience who like seeing gross things happen to people.
You are looking to strike past his head.
The fight sequence. To learn it, perfect it, and perform it in one morning, that's definitely been the hardest thing so far.
So we're not going to have you guys wearing the head wigs while you're doing this. Keeps it way easier.
Especially for that environment across here.
Exactly. However, there is one bit that I would, because basically what I'd like, we can do it all as one thing, but then there's some pickup bits where I would like us to do facial.
Walk now, yeah, great, we're fighting, and then CORA. T-poses, everyone, mocap, keep rolling, everything keep rolling.
How do I block out the ridiculousness of the situation of wearing this suit? I think ping-pong balls on it.
As an actor, wearing all of this stuff, it doesn't really faze me. I've worn some crazy costumes over the years, so this doesn't really bother me. No, just trying to keep all of the dots on me, that's the most important.
I've just learned to look past it and just focus on the acting side of it.
I find that kind of just comes with practice. Once you've done enough embarrassing, mortifying things, this just becomes another one of them.
It's been a long day, but oh yeah, we're getting there. One take wonders. There's been a lot of one take wonders. These guys are very talented, all right? I'm not joking, guys. Like, I'm definitely going to be working with these guys again, just seeing everyone work really hard, the mocap's coming through. But yeah, no, it's going to look spicy. Spicy. Spicy.
There's a door.
That is a door. That's when you know you've made it. When you've got a door frame in your mocap volume, that's when you've made it. So on the main day of our motion capture shoot, we had the entire cast in, getting all the main blocks done, getting the story of We Few Survivors up on its feet. But of course, this wouldn't be set in the world of The Last of Us without a few infected. So a few weeks before the main shoot day, me and Robin, my co-director, spent a solid day with a really, really talented group of actors working on the performance capture for all of the infected. We're talking runners, stalkers, clickers, all of them. Before getting into recording, I went through with the actors and explained the way each one moves, what makes them tick, and how they differ from each other. How the runners are fast and frantic and swarm you in groups, how the stalkers are more stealth-like and strategic, and how the clickers are, well, you know, fucking terrifying. All this performance capture gave me exactly what I needed to fill this world, especially those scenes where our main character has to navigate through these terrifying infected. Now, after these very successful shoot days, it's now my job as the visual effects supervisor to bring all of this data into Unreal Engine 5 and start making some really nice shots. So a lot of this stuff can include designing the environments, designing the characters, importing all of the body motion capture, the facial motion capture, processing that data, retargeting it onto our characters, making it look smooth and realistic, removing any kind of glitches that you might see in some of the facial capture or the body capture, locking in the lighting for that cinematic look, setting up your camera angles to really sell that cinematic look even further through the cinematography. Now, shout out in particular to Rococo with their smart gloves and their head rigs that really was able to take these performances to the next level. The fidelity of their gloves was really, really useful in those emotional pauses in between the chaos of this story. And most importantly, facial capture. All of these characters are showing their faces. They show a huge range of emotion throughout the piece. And without facial capture, we've just got a bunch of... There's nothing interesting about that. And a lot of the head rigs out there are crazy expensive. But thanks to Rococo, their head rigs are definitely some of the most affordable head rigs out there. They're really awesome. I recommend checking them out. And then once you've got everything set up, your scene set up, your cameras are set up, your lighting is set up, your characters are all there, and it's looking amazing inside of Unreal Engine, then you can render the shots, and I bring them into DaVinci Resolve, and that's where I create my edit. That's where I set up all the post-processing, the film grain, the chromatic aberration, the bloom, the motion blur, all the things that really push it to that final level of quality.
Hello, my name is Louis. I'm a professional voice actor, and I voiced a lot of the infected in We Few Survivors. How did I prepare? There's a lot of really great reference videos on YouTube, particularly ones that literally have all of the sound effects that the different zombies have, which is great, because it means I can just look at that, try and copy it. I mean, I've been making weird noises my entire life. I constantly be pacing around my kitchen, you know, just trying to impersonate a dog or a zombie even, and so that's just kind of naturally where my skill set falls. But it's been really, really fun to just stretch my wings and try and you know, do something that's already an established piece of media, but put my own take on it, put my own spin. And I tried to be as faithful as possible to the games, but I also wanted to give a little bit of my own you know, gritty, weird, disgusting, snarly sounds to it myself. What was the weirdest one I had to do? Probably the bloater, I'd say, was like a really was quite a challenging one, just because they're like the clickers, right? In the way that they, you know, they're far gone in the stage of infection that they're at, but they need to be bigger and meatier and more gross and disgusting than clickers. So instead of having that sort of kind of sound, it needs to be more guttural. And finding that without it being painful vocally was quite a challenge. But, you know, I got there eventually. We did a little bit of that, you know, combine that with a bit of digital wizardry, and it all sounded very, very cool, and I think I did a pretty good job of getting it faithful to the original.
My name is Linus Kent, and I am a video editor in London, and I am also the sound designer for We Few Survivors. We're making a Last of Us short film, which means we'll be using a lot of the music from the show. A lot of the creatures and the humans will be inspired from people from the show, and we want the audience to feel the gratification. We want to pander to the audience, if you will. So the first thing I did was I tried to figure out what each scene tried to convey. There's the Raider scene, which is built up of rage. There's the final scene, which is a very long and arduous journey. We finally get to relax. We finally have this bittersweet ending, and our wife probably lives, I'm not sure. You'll have to ask the director for the specifics on that one. Then you also have scenes that are reminiscing. They are calm. They are respite. The scene in the arcade is one of these where we wanted to feel like we are remembering something, like nostalgia. We want to hear our kids playing in the arcade. We want to feel the serene, ethereal landscape built out in front of us as soon as we hear the flickering of the neon lights. One of the most satisfying were probably the clicker screeches. There's two distinct ones in the story, I believe 2 or 3. It was so incredible to have these amazing actors on set who could perform these real clicker screeches, and then grab those into the sound design where I could put them together into an amalgamation, a powerful screech that would send your bones rattling. And I just think that is such a fun thing to be able to do as a sound designer. I'm actually very thankful for Sam to have included such quiet and emotional scenes alongside brutal action scenes, because I believe that the audience needs these moments of respite, these moments of calm and chill between each action scene to actually feel the impact of the action itself. If you just go action, 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 you never let the audience breathe. And it's such a key factor in sound design that you let the audience take it in and absorb what just happened to them, because it can be quite intense at some moments in this film, but then it's always met with a calming moment after.
I'm very excited for people to see it. I've been working very, very hard on it. The team has been working very, very hard on it. And after such a grueling time working on We Few Survivors, I can confidently say that we are finally starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel.
Oh Lord, if you hear me, please hold my hand. Please hold my hand. Please hold my hand. Please hold my hand. Please hold my hand.
No pressure. No pressure. Thank you guys, I really appreciate you all taking the time to come and watch this. We shot it over the span of 2 days, I think it was, so pretty tight to get everything, a lot of one-take wonders. I'm sure some of the cast and crew here can attest to that. Yeah, definitely a bit tight, but yeah, so it was a great time, and well, what we're about to watch is the end result. Yeah, so before I wrap up, if you guys just check under your seats, you'll find nothing because I didn't put anything there.